Federal Trade Commission, along with Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison and Illinois Attorney General.
In a move that has sent shockwaves across the globe, former President Donald Trump has just made an unprecedented decision. John Deere, one of America's most iconic agricultural giants, has officially been shut down.
Deere has limited the ability of farmers and independent repair technicians to repair Deere equipment by forcing farmers to rely on the company's network of authorized dealers.
Farmers, investors, and industry leaders are left in utter disbelief as they scramble to understand the reason behind this shocking turn of events. What led to this drastic action? How will it impact the economy, agriculture, and the global market?
In a statement, the company says customer orders are down and forecasts from the USDA show a decrease in major row crop cash receipts.
As American agriculture and manufacturing continue to evolve, the relationship between major industry players and political leaders significantly impacts the sector's economic and operational landscape. A key example of this dynamic is the recent exchange between John Deere, a top manufacturer of agricultural machinery, and President-elect Donald Trump. These developments involve legal disputes, policy threats, and corporate strategies that collectively affect both the farming community and the economy at large.
Along with the Illinois and Minnesota Attorneys General, is accusing John Deere of holding a monopoly on its repairs for combines and tractors.
In January 2025, the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, alongside the Attorney General of Illinois and Minnesota, filed a lawsuit against Deere and Company. The core of the lawsuit alleges that John Deere monopolized the farming equipment repair market by restricting access to crucial repair software, forcing farmers to rely solely on authorized dealers for maintenance.
He says this boosts profit for Deere while burdening farmers with higher costs and delays. The lawsuit seeks to stop Deere's conduct by ordering it to make its repair tools available to owners and independent.
According to the FTC, this practice not only increases repair costs for farmers, but also limits their ability to manage their own equipment. FTC chairperson Lena M. Khan argued that such restrictions stifle fair competition and drive up operational expenses for farmers, advocating for their right to choose independent repair services or conduct repairs themselves.
The suit says Deere is limiting farmers and independent mechanics' ability to repair equipment themselves. Deere customers are forced to rely on a network of authorized dealers for necessary parts and repairs.
John Deere, however, denied the allegations, asserting its commitment to customer self-repair and calling the lawsuit misleading and based on misinformation. The timing of FTC's legal action is particularly significant, occurring in the final days of President Biden's administration. This has led to speculation about the lawsuit's motives, giving the upcoming transition to President-elect Donald Trump's administration. Andrew Ferguson, Trump's pick for FTC chair, strongly criticized the lawsuit, calling it politically motivated and ill-timed, especially since negotiations with John Deere were still ongoing.
Farmers have higher production costs, interest rates are still quite elevated, so farm income is going to be down 26% this year. And on top of that, you have generally weaker farmer sentiment, you have uncertainty.
Amidst these legal challenges, John Deere announced plans to relocate certain production lines from its facilities in Iowa and Illinois to a new plant in Mexico, with the transition expected to be completed by the end of 2026. This move is part of the company's strategy to optimize global operations and capitalize on Mexico's expanding labor force. However, the decision has sparked controversy. President-elect Donald Trump, known for his America First economic stance, responded with a warning, threatening to impose a 200% tariff on John Deere's US imports if the company followed through with its relocation. Trump's stance aligns with his broader economic policy aimed at discouraging American companies from outsourcing jobs and manufacturing overseas to protect domestic employment and industrial strength.
It will produce mid-frame skid steer loaders and compact track loaders. The move impacts workers in Dubuque, though it's unclear how many workers. The company says this is in response to rising manufacturing.
Despite the looming threat of tariffs, John Deere remains committed to its planned $55 million investment in Mexico. The new facility will be the company's first plant in the country, exclusively focused on manufacturing construction equipment, especially mini track loaders and mini wheel loaders, to meet the growing demand in the Mexican market. Gesmar Marini, John Deere's regional manager for Mexico, Central America and the Caribbean, emphasized that the company intends to proceed with its expansion regardless of political changes, underscoring the strategic importance of increasing operations in Mexico to address regional needs. The ongoing exchange between John Deere and President-elect Trump has also been characterized by conflicting public statements.
Mexico, I'm just notifying John Deere right now, if you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States, so that if I win, John Deere.
In October 2024, Trump claimed that his tariff threats had forced John Deere to scrap its plans to relocate production to Mexico. However, the company swiftly denied this, clarifying that no decision had been made to cancel or alter the move. A spokesperson reaffirmed that the planned relocation of certain manufacturing operations to Mexico was moving forward as scheduled, contradicting Trump's claim. These developments have significant implications for the agricultural sector. Farmers who depend on John Deere machinery find themselves caught between corporate decisions and political policies. If the FTC's lawsuit succeeds, it could lead to more affordable and accessible repair options, giving farmers greater control over equipment maintenance. On the other hand, if Trump imposes steep tariffs on John Deere's imports, it could drive up machinery costs, impacting farmers' purchasing decisions and financial planning. Furthermore, such trade tensions could disrupt supply chains, creating uncertainties in equipment availability and pricing.
What John Deere sells are big ticket items and often are financed by borrowing. The fact that borrowing is more expensive hits firms like John Deere atypically hard.
This situation also highlights broader economic and policy debates regarding globalization, trade practices, and domestic manufacturing. John Deere's decision to shift certain production lines to Mexico reflects a strategic effort to streamline operations and remain competitive in the global market. However, it also raises concerns about job losses and the socio-economic impact on U.S. communities.
A lot of people hanging on by a thread, and if we can't, get the reference prices up where they need to be to catch up with 2024, 2025 prices of inputs and whatnot, it's going to be bad.
Trump's tariff threats align with his administration's goal of incentivizing companies to keep manufacturing jobs in the U.S., aiming to strengthen domestic employment and economic stability. This dynamic sets the stage for potential policy interventions and negotiations that could reshape manufacturing practices and trade relations. The ongoing tensions between John Deere and President-elect Trump illustrate a complex interplay of corporate strategy, legal battles, and political influence. As the situation unfolds, stakeholders in the agricultural sector and beyond are closely watching the outcome, which could have lasting effects on manufacturing trends, trade policies, and the financial stability of farming communities. The resolution of these conflicts will likely shape how corporations navigate operational decisions amid the shifting political and economic landscapes.
Congressman Eric Sorensen released a statement regarding the Deere layoffs. Here's part of what he had to say. My heart goes out to everyone impacted by these layoffs, from UAW members to those salaried at company headquarters.
Beyond these immediate conflicts, this case serves as an insightful example of the broader tensions between globalized business strategies, domestic economic policies, and political influence. At the heart of the FTC's lawsuit against John Deere lies a larger movement, the Right to Repair campaign.